So we're going to be looking at Fjords, or if you look on the back of the box, Fjord. It's a pretty simple two-player strategy game that uses tile placement. It plays similar to other games in that genre, sort of like Carcassonne, only is specifically a two-player strategy game. And you're going to be exploring this landmass and establishing farmland, and it's a competition to see who can establish the most farmland. So that's what the game is about, and I'm going to show you how it works. So this is just to show you what comes with the game. You got your player pieces in the two different colors, so give one player all of one color and another player the other colors. Then you've got your tiles, and you've got these three tiles with a different colored back. These are going to be your startup tiles that you're going to place in the center of the board. This is how you're going to start every game, is by setting up those three tiles in that formation. So Fjords is not a mechanically complex game. The rules tell you to play 3 rounds, though obviously you could play fewer rounds or more rounds depending on how much you want to keep playing the game. And each round is going to be separated into 2 parts. The first part's going to be this discovery phase where each player on their turn is going to draw a tile blindly from the pile, and they're going to flip it over. And if they can place it, they'll place it into the landmass, and it has to match the things that are there. Now, this would be an illegal placement because this mountain line doesn't quite match up, so I couldn't put it there. Another rule of placement is that it has to be touching 2 tiles when you put it down, so that wouldn't be legal. That wouldn't be legal. But that would be legal. So I can put my tile right there. And then once you've put a tile down, you have the option to put a farm on that tile. That's the only time you can put a farm down. And farms are where you're going to be starting your region of influence in the second phase when you're claiming land. So that's why you'd be deciding where you want to put your farms. You only have 4 of them. So you have to be careful about where you decide to put them, and you have to put a farm down on grassland. You can't put it out in the water, can't put it on the mountains, it has to be on the grass. If you ever draw a tile and it can't be placed, you're going to just set it off to the side over by the pile, and when it's someone's turn to draw a tile, they can choose to draw one of the face-up tiles in the future if the board has progressed to a point where that tile can now be legally placed. Other things with tile placement, you can't ever create a second landmass, even temporarily. So, like, if someone were to place this on their turn and then it came to me and I drew this tile, A, I wouldn't be able to place it this way because it always has to be touching 2 tiles, but B, you can't create a landmass over here that's not connected to the mainland. So this is just something you wouldn't be able to do. You'd have to keep placing things around the main area. So you carry on drawing and placing tiles, putting down your farms when you want to put down your farms. And you might end up with something looking like this. As soon as the last face-down tile has been drawn and either placed in the central region or set aside because it couldn't be placed, that's going to trigger the second phase of the round, which is the land taking. You'll note that I've got these 4 over here that are still face up because they couldn't be placed. It doesn't matter if you have face up tiles off to the side that can still be placed. The second phase is triggered as soon as the last face down tile is drawn. If the last drawn tile was placed into the central region, then the opposing player would be the first to start claiming regions and putting down their fields. So if the darker player put down the last tile, then the lighter player would get to place the first field. If the last face down tile could not be placed, it would be set aside and the player who drew that tile would start the placement of fields. So what are you doing with the field placement? Well, you have to start next to one of your farms, and you just take one of your discs and you put it down on some empty grassland. You're claiming this as your region. And after you have placed one field down, from that point onward, you can either place the next one from one of your farms or from a field that you've put down. So you just go back and forth, putting down these things, trying to lock up various regions. And you just keep doing that until everyone has put down as many fields as they can put down. You will count up how many pieces you have on the board, and that's your score. And if you're playing multiple rounds of the game, you'll tally up the score from previous rounds, and whoever has the most points is the winner and is the best at exploring land. If players tie for points over the course of 3 rounds, if you're playing to 3 rounds, then the player who won 2 of those rounds will be the winner of the game. If no player won 2 separate rounds, then both players win. And that's Fjords. So when it's all said and done, you might end up with something that looks like this. And oh no, I missed one. I was about to say that it was a dead tie, but it looks like the darker color managed to get one more space than the light one. So yeah, you would tally those scores up and clear the board and start another round. Fjorded up.
So how does this work? Do we just go back and forth?
Draw a tile and put it down. You got to put it
match
next to
it.
2 tiles, and it's got to match.
Yeah. Well, I guess I'm gonna go ahead and continue this shoreline.
And if you want to put a farm down, now's the time to do it.
Oh, that's true. So I put it on this tile?
You can only put a farm down immediately when you place a tile, but you only have 4 farms.
I'm gonna hold off.
Okay. Well, there's only one legal placement of this tile, so there it is. I'm going to not put my farm on that.
Yeah, it seems like it would be a bad choice. Man. And I won't.
Okay. Slap one down there, and I'll drop a farm on that one.
Oh, crap. Like that.
That won't work.
No? Why not? No. Oh, yeah, I see. And that won't. So I guess there. Oh, that seems terrible.
Well, it's really... You could put it up at the top, too.
Yeah,
It has to touch 2 tiles.
Oh, yeah. Huh. Because, see, can't go there.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it can't go there.
Because of that.
Yeah.
So, I think that's, like, my only...
Like, you could rotate it. Oh, no, you're right.
Yeah. See, I think that's the only legal placement for that.
Yeah.
I was trying to find another place.
You want to put a farm there?
No.
Yeah. Okay.
It's worth noting that I'm probably not good at this. And
well, whatever. Who cares?
I don't know what I'm doing right now.
Neither of us have played a whole game of Fjords. Neither of us have played a whole round of
seriously.
Fjords. Looking good. You want to put your farm there?
No.
Lock down this...
empty territory that may never go anywhere.
Yep. I'll be bold. Boom. Logging it down.
Okay, what do you do if there is no legal placement?
Then you just leave the tile face up and draw another tile. Yep, and then in the future you can choose to draw the face up tile instead.
Yeah.
I don't remember if you... I think there are only 2 of those, so... I don't remember if you heard me talk about... phase 2 is triggered by the last tile being drawn, last face down tile.
Mm-hmm.
So that would be... You can kind of change the pace of when the end of this round is going to be by taking face up tiles and putting your farm down or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Wow.
Is it good?
I just keep drawing tiles that can only be played in one place. And that's really frustrating. Yeah, that's the only place where that can go.
I assume you didn't want your farm there.
No, not particularly. It doesn't seem likely to be a good spot. I mean, maybe it will be, but...
Oh.
Okay. Nope, can't go there. No, I don't like that. But that's probably all I can do.
I mean, you could put it down here, can't you? Or maybe not. No.
No. Yeah, I think that it can only
You
go...
can't go there. Mountain.
Oh, yeah. Can't go there because it's only...
Rotate it. You can go there.
Yeah. I guess I'll do that.
Do you want to farm out there? On that peninsula?
I don't think so right now.
Okay with that. I'll leave it for now.
Yeah. I'm gonna take one of these tiles and put it here. And
Slap your farm down.
slap my farm down. That seems pretty good.
No,
did you? Sorry, I didn't see
grabbed
you.
the other.
I didn't see you
one.
do it.
Yeah.
No, can't go there. Can't go there. Could probably go here.
No.
Why not?
The water doesn't line up on the.
Oh yeah, on that side. You're right. Can't go there.
No.
Yeah. I don't think there's a legal placement for this. Do you see one that I don't?
You do that.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. Okay.
And it might go in here.
No, it didn't fit there.
Okay, so
The only other place that it could maybe go is
down there it can.
yeah.
So.
I think I'm okay with this though.
Sure.
It's not terrible. No. Okay. What'd you get? Oh.
That is pretty much going up here and nowhere else, and can't even go there.
Yeah.
There might not be a legal place for this.
I don't think there is. I don't see one.
No, that's kind of... Right? It's good. Oh. How? Alright.
That can go here, though, right?
No, there's too much water. It can go here.
Okay.
I will not put a farm up there.
Yeah. Didn't seem very likely. That's okay.
No mountains.
That can't go anywhere, can
Maybe over here.
it? Yeah, okay. Yeah, I think that's the only spot that can go.
Does this have the ability to be legally placed now? Yes. Just so you're aware,
Okay.
that can be put down. But it doesn't have to be played.
Okay.
If we...
Until, like, the
if
last
we, well,
tile.
if we finish this pile, then anything that's face up just isn't placed.
Okay. Ooh. I don't think that's a good placement for a farm. Even though it would bottleneck you.
I'm inclined to agree because your other farm's right there.
Right
next
there,
to it.
yeah. So I think that's not a good place for me, so go ahead. Like that, I think is the only place that can go.
Go over here too, can it?
Yeah,
Turn it.
good, yeah. I can only place within one of any of my... Those are about equally advantageous to me. So I guess I'm going to stick it here.
Okay. Like this at all? I don't want to do that.
No, I'm pretty sure that's the only place you can put it. That's what I'm saying.
There's gotta be a way.
No, I'm pretty sure this is the only place that'll fit.
It's over there.
Okay. because I've struggled with the same problem. Ugh.
Mountains! That one might be stuck down
there?
here or over here. Those are your...
Well, I guess I'll stick it here then.
Yeah.
No, I just saw another place that your tile could have been played.
Oh, would have been good for me.
Well, I mean, it could have matched up with water over
No,
here,
you
right?
can't create a separate landmass.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you're not allowed.
Okay, well, never mind.
Not even temporarily. Quite right for anything.
Yeah.
I don't see a place to put this. I don't see anywhere it'll fit.
Won't fit.
Oh, it might go there. No, water. No.
No, I was looking at like, oh yeah, that's too much rock.
Water doesn't match up.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't see a spot either. Oh, there? On the end of yours?
Oh, yeah. Okay.
This one.
Very close to the same thing that I just had.
No.
In fact, is it the same tile?
Yeah.
Yeah. Unless it fits like down here where I was just trying to do a thing, I don't think it'll go.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
No.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, that one it can
has
go
to
here.
go up there. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the only place that it'll fit. Crappy landmass we have. Yeah.
Farm up there.
I think that's the only spot that'll fit. Right? Yeah.
You could do like that if you wanted to,
Yeah,
but that's not
obviously detrimental.
specifically better.
I guess I'm gonna throw a farm on it.
Okay. Can we like push this forward? Is it gonna ruin everything?
It'll probably ruin everything.
Scoot it. Scoot it.
Okay. We should have put it on like a board.
Yeah.
So that we could move it as we needed to.
I didn't know what it was gonna do.
Yeah.
I don't see anywhere this can go.
I don't see anywhere any of those 3 face-up tiles can go.
Well, they don't have to go anywhere.
Yeah, it's just
So
annoying.
I don't see it. What that means is this is going to trigger the
End of the game.
End of the
round, yeah.
If I can't place this, then I will start placing fields first. If I can place it, then you will start placing fields first.
Okay.
Right there.
Yeah.
Oop.
Yeah. That's terrible.
That's pretty bad, yeah. Place the first field. That's good.
Yeah. Like, there's not even a point now, is there?
I mean, we might as well just kind of go through it for the purpose of example of this is how it goes.
Yeah, because none of them are contested now, right?
We can still compete over here. You could block me off
How?
there. Because you go off of either your fields or your houses.
Oh, okay. Alright.
So... Yeah. He goes there. Now we're uncontested. So now you just fill in all of your spaces that... $15.
14.
And that was a round of Fjords.
Fjords!
Yep. So yeah, no, I like this game. It's because it's simple. It's interesting to me that the game says it takes 30 minutes to play, and it tells you to play 3 rounds. I guess if you're like really on top of things, you might be able to do that in 3 rounds, but you'd have to be like really sure of your tile placement or really uncaring about your tile placement to make that happen.
You don't think it means 30 minutes for each round?
I don't think so, no, because I think that means like a whole game is 30 minutes. And I feel like this game works if you only play 1 round. I think it's not deep enough for me to want to play 3 rounds of it. And that isn't saying that you don't make choices the whole time about where you're putting things, but you know, I don't really want to play the same game 3 times over and then just tally up the scores. Yeah, it's not the first time we've said that about a game, so
yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if someone comments and says something about how, well, you got to do it because of this or that reason, but
yeah.
you know, I stand with my... Anytime a game tells you to play this X number of times, you just play as much as you want and then just stop.
Sure. For me, it has the same things that I don't like about a game like Carcassonne, where, you know, it's pick up a tile and then I put that tile somewhere. I'd much rather be playing a variant to some kind where, you know, I had like a hand of tiles, or even just having 2 tiles so that I'm making a decision instead of, you know, I feel like...
Well, you're making decisions.
Something like 40 or 50% of my tile placements in the game we just did were... There is one place that this tile can be put.
You know... the variants, this game is 10 years old, and all of the variants that are posted online are either reducing the luck by making it so you have visible tiles to draw from, or have a hand of tiles, or the other variants are combine 2 copies of Fjords to play a 3 to 4 player game.
To play Mega Fjord.
Yeah. I think that the game would really slow down if you did that.
That's probably
and
true.
I think that at that point, it's just not deep enough to be even spending your time on it if you're doing something like that. I think
where it's at right now, it's in this very it's light and accessible, but still has, you are making decisions about like where you put a thing. It matters. And I would not be inclined to change it because I don't think that it would be beneficial overall. I might give in to the arguments that you could have 2 tiles at any given time, and
I mean, for me, that just makes any game like that playable. Like, without that, I feel like most tile placement games where you just pick up one tile and put it down are garbage. That said, of games that are like that in the core rules, this is the one that I thought was the least painful.
Yeah, because it's fast and you just kind of, move it along.
You only have, like 4 farms to put down, not, however many villagers or whatever you have in Carcassonne.
Yeah. I don't know if you remember a game we played like a year ago called Architecton.
I remember the name, but I don't remember how the game played.
It was like this, but the pieces were squares, not hexagons, and I think we played it twice, maybe, and you were just like, well, this is just stupid. Whoever plays the first move just wins.
That's right. And then we sat down and said, okay, let's test that, and threw down tiles a few times, and every time we were like, yeah, that's true. No. We should never play this again.
Architecton has a fairly low rating online, and this has a fairly high rating online.
Yeah.
I think if you, for whatever reason, are in a circumstance where you could choose between the 2 games, they take up the same amount of shelf space, but Fjords is way better. And I don't know if it's just because the tiles are hexagons instead of squares.
I've had this argument with a lot of people of hexagons versus squares, mostly for miniature gaming, for anything that's like a skirmish game. If you have a game that's a grid versus a hex system, that hexes are just always better to me. Because you have so much more flexibility in the design of the board or the way your pieces move or however, the grid is working for you. I think hexagons are just significantly better for gameplay than squares ever are.
So, there you go. Fjords has that.
Yeah.
So, this game is out of print. Like other Rio Grande games, it probably is not coming back into print anytime soon, but who knows?
Until Z-Man buys the rights to it from them.
I mean, it's just one of those games that's kind of obscure and probably not going anywhere anytime soon, but also could just show up out of nowhere and get reprinted, rethemed, so it's not about Vikings, apparently, and about space or zombies or something.
So along that line of reprinting this, if it was rethemed, how do you think it compares to a game like Galaxy of Trion? Where, you're placing hexes, it's in space. Are the hexes in that double-sided?
Yeah.
I feel like that's true.
Uh-huh.
The mountain ranges are kind of the same as the nebulae are in that.
Yeah.
Or I guess the water is a little more like that. I don't know. It just seems like it's kind of a similar game, and I know that you and I don't like Galaxy of Trion as much.
I think that one... I think that has a situation where there's too much going on. Mm-hmm. That one feels like Carcassonne in space.
Yeah, I agree.
Because it's just like you've got these 3 or 4 options to do with your pieces and do this or that or the other.
Because you're building space stations or putting down colonists or moving spaceships.
Getting space gems or
getting
whatever.
Space gems.
I think this really distills it down to the simplest level, and I think that's to the benefit of the game.
Sure.
I don't really want to go down a road of talking about Carcassonne right now because we're not talking about Carcassonne right now.
The short version is neither of us like Carcassonne.
I think this game does a better job of being a game you could play with anyone.
Sure.
Carcassonne, Galaxy of Trion both have more convoluted forms of scoring than you could deal with certain groups of people, I guess.
Sure.
This says 8 and up on the box. You could play it with
just about anybody.
Just about anybody.
Yeah.
The theme is not offensive unless someone is offended by land masses and water. So I think this game, it would be nice if it got reprinted, brought back, but I don't know how successful it would be because it's kind of weird.
Yeah.
Because it's called Fjords, and I don't know if that hinders it at all. It doesn't seem very exciting.
Yeah.
So I feel like if they did reprint it, they would have to
make it sexier.
Well, they'd have to find a way to lower the price point probably and make it more compact and make it as accessible as they possibly could. I would say that this is a game that even if you're not really into abstract strategy games, you should maybe give it a try if you can. If you're not into tile placement games, maybe give it a try if you can, because I think it does a pretty good job at the things.
Yeah, I agree. Like I said, I don't like tile placement games, and I thought that this was okay.
I do not believe it is worth the prices it is going for right now, which is around $40, $50. It's
a lot.
There's not that much game here, but some people make this argument that what does it matter how much you're paying for it if you get enjoyment out of it and you can play it a ton of times or whatever. So
sure.
Maybe this could be someone's go-to 2-player game.
Sure.
That's the other possible limitation on it, is only for 2 players unless you somehow get 2 copies and merge them via some variant that someone's come up with, spray paints 2 sets of pieces to be different colors, and then you're playing
$90 worth of Fjords.
Yeah. At which point I would say you probably should go get a different game if you're trying to go down that road, because I don't think it warrants that at all. But in terms of rating, I'd probably give it like a 6.5. I think it's pleasant and had enough of a combination of luck and strategy that I was into it. I'm not chomping at the bit to play it again immediately, and we stopped after 1 round because we were like, well, that's probably about all we're interested in doing for the moment. But I would play it again. I would play it anytime someone brought it up to me. It's like, let's play Fjords. It's like, okay.
I'd probably be closer to like a 5.75, maybe a 6. I didn't like it as much, but I would play it again. If I did, I'd want to try a variant with 2 tiles to see if, that extra bit of decision making made it great for me. Yeah, I feel like that's about where I'd be.
Okay.
It's Fjords!
Just call yourself Harrison Fjord, because you are the Blade Runner.
And I'd be like,
get off my plane.